You want to know how to roleplay in Daggerheart, or at least you want to get better at role-playing in Daggerheart. And let me tell you why you've come to the right place. My name is Richard Froman. I am a core creator here at Wither and Bloom Studios, and in my life outside of this, I am a full-time actor, which means I spend all my time doing this stuff. Role-playing, acting, getting immersed in characters. If I can't help you do this, no one can. So the first thing to keep in mind when role-playing in Daggerheart is this. Okay, so there are two things you got to keep in mind. One of them being about your character, and the second one being about you. You are never going to be less acquainted with your character than you are at session 1. The way you play your character at session 20 is going to be so different than the way you played during session 1. Yes, you did your character work. Yes, hopefully you've watched our character quiz video and filled out those answers. Yes, hopefully you answered the relationship questions that come with Daggerheart's character creation process, but you still haven't walked in their shoes. You still haven't heard, smelled, responded, reacted to things in their shoes. The more time you spend with your character, the easier it is to make decisions that feel like decisions they would make in that moment. So give yourself grace and realize that as you live through experiences as your character, it's going to be easier to get back into character and feel confident in your decisions later on down the road. Now, when it comes to you, yourself, you are going to feel so much more confident as time goes on. Yes, during your first time playing Daggerheart, you might not be the strongest role player. Okay, you're not an actor. That's okay, you're not used to this, but you're going to get better as time goes on. Just like we talked about before with getting into your character, as time goes on, you're going to feel confident at the table in your ability to roleplay. You're going to make more exciting and off-the-cuff decisions that, you're going to be proud of. So give yourself grace and know that the more time you spend at the table, you're only going to get better. One of my favorite things about Daggerheart is that your character is online from level 1, meaning they can do whatever it feels like you want them to do, whatever their build is, whatever you want them to be good at, they can do that from level 1. No more waiting like D&D till level 3 or level 6 to finally have all the abilities and whatnot you want to really feel like your character. Daggerheart gives you so much at level 1 and then improves upon that as you level up. It's one of my favorite things about Daggerheart, and it's great for role-playing because you have the freedom to do what you would want to do in that moment. You want to help a friend doing whatever something cool is in that moment, right? Then you spend a hope and you can tell the DM how you help them. You want to do a tag team role. You want to clothesline somebody as your friend bends over behind them to trip them. Do it. Spend 3 hope and clothesline them, right? You have the freedom in Daggerheart. Also, a lot of the spells are malleable. Their descriptions are vague, and you can bend them to your will to make them fit your character. The point here is that while role-playing, the mechanics work for you. You do not work for the mechanics. Do what your character would do. Okay. All right, now let's back it up here, right? Let's go back to session 0. You're talking to your party. You're going over the relationship questions that Daggerheart gives you. Keep this in mind. Set it and forget it. Yes, we are setting it and we are forgetting it. So you're going to go over all this information. You're going to talk about how you know each other. What's something you've never told anybody and you told your one party member? What is a favor you've done for a party member that you can't tell anybody else? All these questions that you answer before you start the game, right? Keep them in mind, and then when you go to play, forget about it. Don't obsess over the information and whether you're role-playing it right, you have the information up here. It's like a little word bank you have, right, with this information about your character. This is for everything, even if you're talking about the backstory you've done for your character, the stuff you do independent. Keep it in a little word bank here and trust that it's there in roleplay and grab from it when you need to. But don't obsess during play about that information because it stops you from listening. And that's the next thing we're gonna go over. You better shut it. Shut it, goblin. I have a goblin in the house. There's a problem. 1 second. Okay. Goblin's been dealt with. Anyway, I want you to listen when role-playing in Daggerheart. You're at that table. If you're thinking about what you're gonna do next and all that kind of stuff, you're not in tune with what's going on at the table and you might miss something. You might miss a little gem that someone gives you to kind of jump off of and get yourself into the scene. Acting is listening way more than it is about the words, right? You're having organic thoughts and present in the moment whilst listening. So make sure you are present at your table. If everybody's listening and ready to jump in when their character feels like they are meant to jump in, right? You are going to have a really engaging table where nobody feels like they're left out, nobody's zoned out, nobody's eating chips and not paying attention, nobody's on their computer distracted. You're all gonna be locked in. And when you're listening, you are ready to role play. And there's one extra thing I wanna talk about that is very important. Keep in mind that this is a game, right? In the acting world, I would never tell you to think about sharing the spotlight because in the acting world, that's not what you do. You're in your character's point of view, you're listening. If you feel like you feel the need to say something, whether it's an improv or when you have lines, we're not gonna go into all that, but you're still feeling the need to say it before you say it when you have lines, you just jump in, right? But in a game like this, you wanna share the spotlight. You don't wanna be a hog. Think about ways you can include somebody else. Maybe choose when you're starting a role play scenario, walk up to one of your party members and start a conversation with them. Be like, hey, can we do this together? You want to share the spotlight. Bring up tag team moves. It's not all about you. And these, these are kind of conflicting ideas, right? You want to do your character justice, right, with their wants and needs, but you also don't want to be a hog. So walk that fine line. Try to use context clues. If somebody hasn't been involved in a while in combat, right? Maybe find a way to get them involved. Maybe like give them a little lob pass if you're a basketball fan, right? I know a lot of people that play TTRPGs probably don't play basketball, but that's fine. Give them a little tee them up for it. Be like, hey, if I bend down on all fours, can you jump off my back and land on the bad guy with your elbow? Whatever. Be a team player. Now, to conclude this video, I want to leave you with this. I know you're not an actor, or you might be, but if you're an actor, you probably don't need this video. But I tried to make the advice I give in this video apply to everybody, not just actors. But try to think of role-playing like this, right? You are always going to be yourself. I'm always going to be Rich. You're always going to be you, right? But when you make this character, they become a stained glass window that the light you reflect shines through and kind of changes as it passes through. That's how I picture playing characters. And I think that is a really nice visualization, especially for D&D in particular, with designing this stained glass window yourself. In acting, you don't always get to design the stained glass window yourself. But I love role-playing. I love Daggerheart. We play Daggerheart all the time on our channel. We have a marathon stream here. We have tons of other streams we've done for Daggerheart. I have tons of other role-play videos that I think could help you. How to role-play, how to do it safely, unspoken role-play tips. I've done tons of these. And if you like Daggerheart content, if you're world building, we have stuff here. Every week we put out so many different kinds of high-quality videos for you. All things TTRPG. Please stick around. Please join our Discord. Check out our website. And we love growing this community. So if this video helped you out, maybe subscribe and like. Maybe that'll just make my day. I've been Rich, you've been awesome, and I'll check you guys next week.